And welcome to the Redraft Show with Piff and Cat. Episode 109, Dak from Mediocrity. I'm your host, Tomcat. This is my co-host, Piff. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Flying by. Season's going by so fast.
Too fast. We were just saying how crazy it was before the show started. How you try to take every season 1 week at a time, but no matter what you do, between life and the fantasy season just going by, it's already week 10.
It's almost over. 4 more weeks to the playoffs.
4 weeks to the playoffs. This is the push for the playoffs. That's probably what we should have called the episode. But unfortunately, Dak had to be so bad that he superseded that.
He's looking like he's going for an IR stint too. He's going to be out a while.
It's what it's looking like, and it's crazy because he goes out and you see his hand lacerated, and you're just like, okay, that's crazy. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, he's out with a hamstring injury. Hamstring injury.
Yeah, CD Lamb's banged up too. I mean, it's not looking good for Dallas right now.
And it's crazy because just last week we were saying, pretty much CD Lamb to the moon. He's back. They have an awesome schedule, this and that, and boom, this happens.
Yeah, it's over. Just like that.
That's fantasy.
Yep. Happens every week.
Yeah. It's crazy. Oh,
I mean, I won a bunch of money leagues this week, but like I lost some leagues that, dude, it just hurt. And I was just like, I really wanted to win that league, but it put me in like a depression almost.
Yeah, I actually have one league. Excuse me. I have one league just this morning. I learned that I lost, and I lost by 0.36, and I was undefeated. So even though I should be like, it's one loss, I'm ahead. Listen, every loss after that one loss is fine, as long as you make the playoffs, and it's preferably get the bye week. But when you're undefeated and you get that first, it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Things.
Yeah, and I played Romeo Dobbs over DeAndre Hopkins, so I would have crushed, and instead I lost by 0.36. But It was too general. I'm okay with it. It was to Hitman. Shout out.
Oh man, I lost to Mike in the redraft league.
Yeah, we'll go over that. We'll go over that later. We'll go burying the lead a little bit. Come on, what are you doing? We won our whole segment.
I was just so disappointed in my team this week. Horrible performance.
My boy just forgets all his etiquette because he's so sad about this. Like, what did you do to him?
This loss really depressed me. It put me in a deep depression.
Well,
like maybe rethink about my whole fantasy career.
I had that a couple weeks ago where I lost so many matches by so much that I really considered like, it was compounded with me forgetting about the London game. So I didn't play Tank Bigsby on that game where he like went off. So I was just and then I lost in this league by barely anything. And, I would say.
It's more like, who the hell am I to give advice if I can't even set my own lineup,
Yeah. We'll get into right off the bat. Amari Cooper. Surprise inactive. Surprise out to the point where I miss lineups because I have alphabetical lineups and I'm going through my lineups. And then all of a sudden I see Amari Cooper's out like an hour before the game. And Dynasty Planet, a site that's usually very good, and I like it and everything, for whatever reason would not load. So instead of being able to just type in my sleeper name and then type in Amari Cooper and see every league that I have him on the bench or that I have him in, I had to go back and manually look in every single league that I had just spent all morning. And I'm in way too many leagues. Let's get this straight. I'm in way too many leagues. Dynasty, Keeper. I need to get more Keeper leagues, to be honest.
I don't think you need more leagues, period.
No, I do. I do. I need to need to handle some other stuff,
Yeah, man.
My issue isn't that I don't need more leagues. My issue is that I wait until Sunday morning to set all of them. I need to be better about that.
I just can't. I can't even keep up anymore. It's just so tiring. I'm just tired, I guess. Tired of having to spend like 5 hours setting lineups, and then all of a sudden, boom, those 5 hours you spent all jacked up because one guy gets in a late. That's 2 weeks in a row, like a Monday night late out killed me,
Yeah.
Like McMillan and then Dowdle. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing to me?
It's crazy.
This was a rough couple weeks for me. I've been having a bad, rough couple weeks. Oh, Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
See him get caught popping his in a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's funny. No,
they fined him for it too.
Excuse me. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he got caught popping his in on camera.
No, I didn't see that. I saw,
I'm just here, so I get fined.
They had a chance to beat the Chiefs. They did well. It is what it is. They're missing their two best weapons, so.
I mean,
to be honest, that just kind of shows the Chiefs are just playing at the level of whatever team they're facing right now. They're not overperforming. They're not underperforming. They're just like playing however you're playing.
Yeah, I feel like they're not overexerting anything. They're saving it for the playoffs. It's going to be bad. They'll have Pacheco back by then.
Oh, look, somebody who came in and left because you called him Pacheco. I'm gonna listen to this outrageousness. No, it was good. It was good. The both tight ends did very well last night. I don't know what else to say. I mean, if you had Mahomes, if you're one of those people who drafted Mahomes, like last night gave you hope that you're probably not going to even get the field most of the season. There's going to be a couple teams that are going to push the Chiefs. You might be old Mahomes and sling it. But for the most part, a lot of Mahomes' stats were inflated by Tyreek Hill being super, super, super good and catching 90-yard bombs and not a 90 in the air, but you know what I'm saying, catching a bomb and then running the remaining 40 yards, stuff like that.
I mean, I still feel like if Rice was healthy, it'd be different.
Oh, I do agree with that.
He would have got better as the season went on offensively. It would have been like an old school Patriots thing where they look horrible at the beginning of the year, but then they just got it back rolling. The old days, not now.
I wonder who could be blamed for Rice being hurt. Oh, that's right. Mahomes with the dumbest tackle of all time. Like even if he hit the other guy instead of Rice, it was an illegal tackle. They're just straight up taking a dude's knee out.
You don't know how to tackle.
Listen, I don't mean this in a mean way because I have Rice on a ton of dynasties and I had him in some redrafts. But I almost prefer that it happened to Rice than if he had hurt the defensive player like that. Because then everybody would have been like, "Oh, which is an accident. Mahomes doesn't know how to tackle," and then they would have. Then it's like, you know what, dude? No, he should be held accountable. If it was another player, they'd be getting fined. So I don't know. That is what it is.
You want to run through some of the trade?
Yeah, so let's do that.
All right.
Some of the stuff impacts fantasy, but I don't think it's like people we can use.
Yeah, I mean, no, maybe deeper leagues, maybe start 12s and stuff like that. But
even Jonathan, the Broncos trading away Barry Brown and stuff like that could affect.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not even talking about defense or anything. I'm just talking about offensive players that got moved, which I only 3. So it was Khalil Herbert.
Yes.
Subsequently, Cincy put Zach Moss on IR with a neck injury.
Indefinitely.
So, and then Dallas making a trade for a wide receiver.
A big one, dude. A big wide receiver. Because, hold on. Let me set this up. Jerry Jones said, "We're going big. We're going in. We're getting a wide receiver. We're going for the playoffs. I'm trying to win. Now tell me, who'd they get?
Mango!
Oh, Jonathan Mango? That's your big trade, Jerry? That's your big trade.
That's not only it, but think about it. That's all they got for, like, Amari Cooper, wasn't it? Like a fourth?
They paid more for Mingo than they got for Cooper.
Yeah,
it is insane. It is insane.
And they just lost Dak.
It's crazy. What's up?
Extended period of time.
What a Pete. It's so funny because we call him Pete because we know him as Sweaty Pete on the thing, but it's clearly his name is John.
Hello, John.
We keep calling you being like Sweaty Pete.
He should just change his YouTube name to Sweaty Pete.
It's just really funny because anybody who like sees that comment and sees us talking to him is probably like, who are they talking to?
Oh, Jonathan. Okay.
What up, Jonathan?
Like Jonathan Taylor.
I had a buddy whose name was Jonathan, but it was the second well, I guess it would be the third vowel was a O, so I called him Jonathan. He'd be like, no, just call me John.
Joe Nathan.
All right, Jonathan.
It's Joe Nathan.
Joe Nathan. It is Joe Nathan. I never noticed that Jonathan is Joe Nathan.
It all depends on how you spell it, I guess.
Oh, you just saw me finding this out. I just realized that. All right. So, anyways, Sweaty Pete is a college name that's stuck. Isn't that the prospector from or the Stinky Pete from Toy Story?
And I think the most, I mean, Herbert's going to give some value, I think.
Not only that, but
Chase Brown a little bit.
If Chase Brown goes down, then he could be a potential steal in the playoffs. Herbert.
And probably the biggest one was Mike Williams.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
It's not even that big, but that was probably the biggest one. He went to Pittsburgh.
I didn't even see it.
So Russ has another weapon. So Pickens, Mike Williams, Calvin Austin.
I like that.
Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Pat Frymuth.
Najee Harris really playing for a contract, unrelated to redraft, but I quickly have to say I'm very curious where Najee is going to sign next year because he's playing very well. He's going to get a contract. How big? I don't know.
Maybe he ends up back in Pittsburgh. Who knows?
Very possible. But I'm just saying, though, if he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, where else are we thinking?
I mean, Dallas, if they don't want to spend draft capital on one, but they don't have any money, that he's going to want some money. I mean, but he's not going to command him a bunch of money, I don't think. So
I think they draft one.
Well, they roll with Rico. Rico looks good.
I thought they were grabbing Brooks this year.
Rico looks good.
Rico looks pretty good.
That'd be the cheapest option.
The cheapest option would be to sign a rookie.
Cheapest option would be Rico Dowdle because he's probably already wicked cheap.
He's not going to be cheaper than a rookie contract, though, if they get him in the third round.
It'd be pretty comparable, I would think.
Either way.
Like a third-year player.
Yeah. We'll have to see more. Ezekiel Elliott obviously getting in trouble disciplinary because he doesn't like the way he's being used. I'm assuming he was told when he was signing the contract that he was going to be the guy, and then when he got there, they saw he was not as good as he was, and then they were like, "Oh, yeah, we can't actually have him be the guy."
Yeah, and then he started, skipping practices, being late, so skipping meetings and whatnot.
Yep, absolutely.
But I think Mike Williams could be a problem. Could be another weapon over there. Maybe have some fantasy value, not much, but some.
Could be the spot start. I also, in deeper leagues where you're playing multiple flexes, you could be confident with them. What I think though is it elevates Russ possibly. Where if you're a guy who lost Dak, you might be you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But like, you know what kills me too is that all these quarterbacks keep going down. And Fields, man, he was looking so good, but
I'm surprised nobody
fantasy-wise,
traded for
obviously.
Fields today.
And Rush just came in and the offense looks so much better.
Yeah, because he runs an actual offense, whereas Fields can like make things happen. It's just different.
Yeah.
But
I thought the Domingo to Dallas thing was just pointless and weird.
it was so funny. It made me laugh because it really is like Jerry Jones. Because when I heard that it happened, I also heard that Jerry Jones made a point of saying like, we're going for it, and that's who they pick. Like, what?
So
Hey, look what John just said.
Yeah, I seen
I
that.
think the Steelers are not taking calls from him when I said that they should have traded Fields. That's fair.
That's crazy.
If they want to try to develop him, then there's a chance that, you know what I mean, that they want him to learn behind Russ.
I mean, I guess that seems like a plan. They're kind of similar in a way. They like to run. I mean, Fields just can't throw the ball for crap. At least Russ could always throw the ball.
Yeah. Nope. It's very true.
D-Hop though, man. Wow. 2 touchdowns. Wild.
So I have a money league that I really, really, really needed to win, and I did win. And shout out to my buddy Tony. He runs the league. He's the one who got me into fantasy football. 2 days before the league started, he was like, hey, somebody dropped out. I really need somebody. I know you never played before. Do you want to try it out? Yeah, I'll try it out. And it started all this for me.
Yes.
It literally made me watch football. I used to not watch football. So it is what it is. So I'm very happy about that. That was years and years ago. And I'm in Tony's league. And here's something that really happens, guys. Now, do I regret not playing D-Hop this week? Yes. But I grabbed him off waivers because a week before he got, like, maybe even days before he got traded, he wasn't doing that great. And it's not, it's a redraft league. It's not a super deep roster. And this person had, I think Tony had some injuries and had some stuff going on. I'm not 100% sure the situation, but I know he dropped DeAndre Hopkins. Texted me. I kind of feel bad about this. Texted me and was like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. And he said, LOL, just when I drop him. But he didn't have anybody on his roster that he wanted to drop. He was comfortable with everybody he had. But what he didn't know is, as soon as he said, just when I dropped him, I immediately went to that league and the waivers had already run. And that's one of those types of leagues where the waivers run and then it's just open. So then I see DeAndre Hopkins open. I'm sitting there and I grab him for free. No fab or anything. And then even though I didn't use him this week, I faced him this week and I really, really needed to win. And knowing that he was on my bench and not in his starting lineup made me feel really good.
Beautiful.
Now that being said, I am honorable and I did text him right before the game started and say, hey, you got Amari Cooper in and he's not playing. I didn't word it like that, but I pretty much just said, hey, Cooper's out. And he was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I tried to get Davis earlier and for Mando. Oh, not Mando. One league I'm playing him in. And I think TBD or something. Yeah, the one I'm undefeated in TBD. So he missed it, and I won anyway. But I won by a lot. I don't know if he switched anything around, it wouldn't matter.
I like this. Second string quarterbacks that can run your offense are not easy to come by. Some trading for them, maybe a high price. I can see that. And then they paid nothing for Fields, and then he got them to the record that they had. So like they can, even if other teams want to say, "Oh, you didn't pay much for Fields," it's like that doesn't matter. He came out and we put in Russ, as in the Steelers. We put in Russ when we didn't have to. Like Fields was winning games,
Right.
So yeah.
So A.J. Brown got banged up.
Yeah.
But he ended up being day to day, so who knows? I guess he dodged a bullet. Jordan Love got hurt again in game with a groin.
My groin.
So I don't know how he's going to be looking this week if he plays.
Yeah.
We already talked about.
I'm a little worried about that because he has a lot of pieces that are like useful for fantasy.
Talked about Dak getting hurt.
Yeah, the Dak was weird because for anybody who watched it, yeah, he had that laceration, like I was saying earlier, and you thought that when he was not going to come back, you're like, oh, that's why. And then they said it was hamstring, and I'm like, what? Like, when did that even happen?
Crazy.
It's almost like it didn't happen, and then as soon as he saw, like, he felt like they weren't going to win anymore, he was just like, oh, you know what? I'm out in the season. Let's get a higher draft pick.
Yeah, I think he gave up on the season when he got caught saying that we suck.
Yeah, when he said we fucking suck. That was it for me. That's all I needed to know. I have Dak in a bunch of money leagues. I'm very disappointed. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think some of those leagues, a couple of them I got lucky. I will say 2 of the Dak leagues, for whatever reason.
Backup.
All right, so pretty much I have a good backup because we have a good crew in most of our money leagues where people are purposely drafting QBs late. Somehow, some way, Jaden Daniels went way later than normal in those 2 leagues. So I grabbed Jaden. Then nobody wanted Dak. Dak fell, and then I picked up Dak, used him for a couple weeks as my starter until I saw Jaden was going to do that every single week. Then I was like, okay, well now I have Jaden Daniels. So those 2 leagues, I've already been using Daniels as my quarterback. So I lost Dak, but I was like, oh, I lucked out. I grabbed Daniels as well. Actually, one of them is that league I just talked about, Tony's league. So for the people who lost Dak, I mean, Cooper Rush is out there, but like you're going to want, if you have a lot of 1 QB leagues, you're going to have Stafford and I'm trying to think of who else would be in
Drake
that
May.
here. Russ might be on the waivers. Daniel Jones on the waivers.
Drake May.
Risky? Yes. Feels like crap? Yes. Has the best schedule for quarterbacks for the rest of the season? Yes. So, desperate times call for desperate measures, and you just need points at some point. No pun intended.
I mean, Superflex League, you're looking at like Mason Rudolph, Cooper Rush.
Yep.
And Bryce maybe even be out there.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's looking a little better.
Yeah, and Thielen might come back this week. I think Thielen actually would make him a lot better because if he's short little targets, that would help a lot.
Oh, they got rid of Mingo, so it'll probably be Thielen, Coker, and Liggett.
And somebody
and
both of us
Sanders.
were big on in Dynasty.
JT
Sanders looking good, dude. I like it because we were both that was somebody we both agreed on. From day one, we were like, it was a little thin at tight end. Speaking of, Eric All tearing his ACL. Didn't he just come back from an ACL tear? Wasn't that the whole thing? Was it the same ACL or a different one?
I don't know.
Oh, that stinks. But
so hopefully it was the other one, and then I'll have 2 fake legs and it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is Gesicki. We'll talk about him later, I'm sure, but
oh yeah,
man, Gesicki. Oh,
T. Higgins is out of the lineup. You got to put him in.
He's doubtful.
Who? T?
Yeah, he didn't practice again today. I don't think he's officially doubtful. I shouldn't have said it like that. I'm doubtful that he's going to play, I should have said. But he didn't practice again today. T. Higgins is usually, if he doesn't practice multiple days, he usually doesn't play.
Well, I hope you're wrong because I have no wide receivers in that TBD league. They have nothing.
Who are you going to trade me?
I have 100 running backs. I'm not going to trade anybody. I'm just going to deal with it.
I need running backs.
I have 100.
Yeah, 1. Oh yeah, actually it's us 3. Top scorers at TBD this week. It's you're first, I'm second, and Sweaty Pete, third.
Boom.
Yeah, you're 9-0.
9-0.
Yeah, but your points scored are 1,000 and mine are 1,200. It's just luck of the draw. It's not your fault. It just is what it is.
We'll see. My running backs are lethal. That's the problem. Carrying me.
Oh, my running back, actually, I forgot I had Kyron in this one. I traded for Kyron. Me and you traded at the beginning of the season. Thanks, dog.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Hey, you have Palmer because of me, though.
Yeah, but I also got Ramondre because of you, too.
You were huge on him.
I know, and it panned out.
Yeah, and I was big on Kyron, and it panned out. So it worked out for both of us.
And Palmer scored again, so that was good. Might have to start him this week.
Matt Collins on the bench.
Who are you talking to, Pete? Jonathan.
You're talking to me? Oh, hey. I have a trade?
I don't know.
Oh, hey. Nah. No way. Come on now.
Post the trade. What's the trade?
It is Kyron in a second for Brian Robinson and Chase Brown. But neither one of those guys are long-term enough for me to want to trade Kyron. He's just too good right now.
I would do it.
Shut your fucking
But
mouth.
I understand why you wouldn't do it. I would do it because I love Brian Robinson. But other than that,
it's not a bad offer. I'm just big on Kyron right now. I think I could sell him for more, even though I think he had a down week. So
yeah, no, I would hold. But I mean, just because I'm not a big fan of Kyron. Like, even though he does good, I'm just not huge on his security. So,
yeah, I wasn't big on Ramondre's security either. That's why we traded. I remember that. We were both wrong.
Secure.
We're both secure. We basically just swapped running backs, and I gave you Josh Palmer.
Yeah.
And
your running back's probably a little better. So.
Yeah, but you know, Palmer's done, better as time went. I used to have a crazy good team because when this league first started, Leonard Fournette was still a force to be reckoned with, and Tom Brady was checking down to him constantly. So I had that. Remember that one league or that one year where I went undefeated until like the second to last week of the season or something like that. And I lost in the Super Bowl. So I lost once in the regular season and in the Super Bowl, and that's it. Oh, my team was so good that year. But it is what it is. Let's move on to waivers.
Well, I mean, yeah, we kind of already hit on quarterback a little bit. So.
All right, well, so let's start on quarterback. Just to clarify, obviously, although those are all the guys, if you have Dak, there's a couple actually that might be on waivers if you're in smaller leagues. If you're in a 10-team league, there's a chance some of these quarterbacks might be on there. I've seen some. I actually saw one where it's not very common, I guess, but like, dude, if guys like Brock Purdy hit your waiver somehow, I had only one league it happened, so I know it's not common. But I had a guy literally drop Brock Purdy as 1 week where he wasn't that great. I don't understand it. It just is what it is. 1 week. I don't know why you do that. That being said, the most of the guys who would actually be there, Daniel Jones is probably going to be on your waivers.
Yeah, he's still there everywhere. I think we've mentioned him every week.
Now, Slayton has been looking better every week. We have. You're right. And Slayton's been looking better every week. Neighbors is Neighbors. Theo Johnson looks good now. Like, guys, I'm not saying the Giants are going to win a bunch of games, but like they're going to be competitive. All these games they're losing to good teams by like one score. That's the funniest part.
And
the refs are helping
upside.
too. So,
and he has rushing upside.
Yes.
So that always
rushing
helps.
upside, rushing touchdown upside. some of his court, Slayton obviously catches bombs, but like Neighbors can do both. Neighbors can catch bombs, and Neighbors can also catch and then run. So catch that matters a lot. And let's not forget that Tyron Tracy is a wide receiver that got converted to running back. So there's a chance he starts getting work in the passing game.
He still looks good, even in the bad game. He looked good.
Yes, I agree.
Drake May,
so that'd be for quarterback.
He should be out there. He'd probably be out there in the 1 QB, but I like him because of the rushing floor too.
I've seen guys like Stafford on a lot of waivers. I've seen Kirk Cousins and
almost
Baker.
got 100 yards rushing, dude. It's crazy.
Baker, I didn't see on waivers, but there's a chance that last week people dropped him thinking he wouldn't be that good against the Chiefs, and then he went off again. You're not went off, but he's good against the Chiefs. So like now people are gonna try obviously pick him back up. So if we name a name and you're like sitting there looking at your league and you're like, there's no way that guy's on waivers. Yeah, I know, we know. But we got to mention names every once in a while.
Out there in my work league. He's out there.
Herbert's out. Exactly.
That's a 10
don't know. I don't know. We don't know what your leagues look like. And sometimes you're in a work league or a home league, or sometimes you're in a good league and just the waivers or the rosters are thinner. There's a lot of different factors that can go in, and if that's the case, like, we want you to take advantage. We can't not mention these guys, but obviously most leagues are not going to have those guys. But Danny Dimes definitely. Let's move on to tight end.
Sure. Yeah.
So Gesicki's available in a lot of leagues. People were warned that he was going to probably do well if T. Higgins wasn't there, but not everybody believed it. So he is available in a lot of leagues. I think I forgot the percentage. I heard today the percentage, and it's a stupid amount, like a crazy amount that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, no, I think he's a top priority, and if if T. Higgins doesn't play this week, he's probably a pretty solid start.
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith, he's been picking up in that offense.
Jonnu Smith is huge. He's been getting at least 8 targets almost every game that Tua is in.
So he's out there in a lot of leagues, even deep leagues. So
8 to 10 targets pretty much a game.
And for some reason, I still see Taysom Hill out free.
Yes. Grab that running back quarterback who is disguised as a tight end and play him in your tight end slot and get goal line carries for easy touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's
especially
crazy
when Jamal Williams is out. He always does good.
Yes. Theo Johnson, if you're desperate enough in your leagues, some leagues everybody has 2 tight ends, especially like we play in a lot of tight end premiums. So like if we go to our waivers, most of the time there's nobody there because half these teams have 2 or 3 tight ends on their roster. I mean, I've seen some of our money leagues when we're doing tight end premium. There's some teams like rolling out like 1 tight end on their bench, 1 in their tight end spot, and then 1 in their flex.
Yeah.
So it's like if you got guys like Theo, let me see what his stat line was.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, he's had a few boom weeks. I mean, for tight end standards.
Yeah, and he's a rookie too.
I mean, JT Sanders, obviously.
Yes.
We've been talking him up, and I've seen Fryer move out there in one of my leagues.
I had to drop him in one.
I had to put him on the list.
I had to drop him in one, and it might be the league you're thinking of because it was one of those situations where I had him as my tight end too, and then I think I picked up Gesicki or Jonnu, one of those 2, and I had 3 tight ends on my roster, and I didn't want to carry 3. He just happened to be the one I cut because even though I think he's good, I really like Jonnu, and I really like Gesicki, and I really like whoever my tight end probably was. Theo Johnson went 3 for 51 and a touchdown, but he got 6 targets.
Yeah, and that's been all trending up.
Trending recently.
Up. I mean, last week it was. I think last week wasn't too good, but I think that was a kind of like a game script thing. You kind of got game script out of that game because Tyron Tracy was running so well.
Yeah, and it was after 6 targets already too.
But yeah, I don't really have any more tight ends.
No,
I mean maybe Cole Kmet's out there. But, because he had an off game.
You know what? I'll do you one better. Cole Kmet is probably going to hit the next day, not tomorrow, but the next day. Cole Kmet's going to probably already be on waiver on somebody's roster, and he's going to hit the waivers because people are going to see they goosed, and they're going to get pissed off and be like, "Oh, he goosed and Caleb's hurt? No, I'm out." So, I agree with what Piff said. If he's on the waivers, give him a look if you might need him for tight end depth or if you're desperate.
I mean,
but at the same time,
if Caleb is hurt, Tyson Bagent can handle throwing him the ball.
Yes, and also check the day after waivers because he is one of those guys that's a good contender for somebody who's gonna get dropped. People see a 0 a lot of time and they drop that 0.
We can go to running backs.
Move on to running back.
Well, I want to make a statement first. Ty Chandler is dead. He shouldn't be on any roster, dynasty or anything. He should be
I'm
gone.
gonna rephrase that. He is dead for fantasy. Ty Chandler is very much alive. Shout out to Ty Chandler and his family and everybody. The way you said that sounded so ominous and insane. It was like you literally were like, Ty Chandler's dead. I'm like, whoa.
He's so dead to me, dude.
Let's calm down. I know what you meant, but the listeners aren't exactly gonna know what we meant. So
fantasy-wise, he is dead. Completely useless. So
okay.
Go grab Cam Akers.
We're back. Cam Akers, I said a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was only a week. It was either last week or the week before that.
Probably when he got traded.
When Cam Akers got traded, Cam Akers is the RB2. He's clearly better than Ty Chandler, and they traded for him for a reason. They got him, and they were like, "Hey, he knows the playbook. Let's get him." Ty's not working out.
Yeah.
You were big on Ty. I was never big on Ty. Sorry.
He's very athletic. I like those athletic profiles, and he's not like super small either. He's kind of
fucking haircut
bigger.
So bad.
Yeah, dude, cut that off. I do too.
Yeah, you do too.
Khalil Herbert, he got traded for a reason. So I feel like he's going to be viable to play in that backfield if Chase Brown goes down. He might even actually split more.
We'll relieve him here or there.
So
we'll relieve him here or there. For sure.
Speculative ad.
But
Ray Davis, he's probably my top
boy.
running back ad. Yeah. He finally showed something. Maybe the Bills, because the division's so bad, maybe the Bills kind of lay off James Cook a little bit and use a little more Ray Davis.
Yeah. I fucking hate my hair. I gotta fucking.
And I still want to grab Roschon just because Herbert left. There's going to be room for him to play. If anything happens to Swift, who usually does get hurt, you're going to have someone to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the Ray Davis one. Ray Davis showed that he could potentially have standalone value. I don't think I'd play him standalone, but I do think if Cook goes down, I think Ray's showed enough where it would be Ray.
And one more guy. I mean, it's kind of like a slash. You could probably add either of them, but Amari DiMercato and Trey Benson.
I'm not touching DiMercato. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I mean, no, but DiMercato has got hit the end zone more times than Benson has. That's all. That was my only reason behind even including him, because he's been scoring a lot of touchdowns recently. I think he has like 3 or 4 on the season. For a backup, that's not too bad.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good.
Yeah, running back.
There are some.
I mean, they don't have any. They don't
spots. If you have spots, if you have spots at the end of your roster where you either slacked, didn't grab anybody, were too confident, waited on somebody you shouldn't have, picked up somebody that didn't work out, any of those things, and you have a spot you can drop, this is the time to grab some handcuffs. Are they your handcuffs? Are they your opponent's handcuffs? Whatever it is, because there's a scenario where you grab Trey Benson and you end up facing the James Conner owner in the first round of the playoffs, and then James Conner is missing that week, and they go to hit the waivers, and Trey Benson's on your waiver or your roster already. So,
and you if say, you could trade that guy because the trade deadline's this week in a lot of leagues. So you could potentially trade
is
away.
It really?
Yeah, it's week 10.
That's when people have trade deadlines?
Yeah, some standard deadlines of week 10, yeah.
Ugh. I think ours is always like 11 or 12.
Yeah, but a lot of standard ones, it's like,
Ugh. Sorry,
10,
guys, that
yeah.
sucks. But I love how that's my reaction whenever somebody does something like normal or like we're so different that I'm just like, ugh, that's how you guys do it? Like, we added like 2 weeks so we could have some fun, dude. Sometimes you don't know if you're gonna make the playoffs, especially our dynasty leagues. Like sometimes it's like you're 1 or 2 weeks from if you're gonna make the playoffs or not. So it's like you really don't know if you want to go in all in or not. Like if I know I'm gonna lose and not make the playoffs, or if I don't know if I'm gonna lose rather over the next 2 weeks if I'm gonna make the playoffs or not, then it totally changes if I'm trading away my young talent and going for picks next year or what I'm doing. So I can't imagine what you do because you're way more into that than I am.
Oh, I just, I see if a team's good or if a team is bad and plan accordingly, If a team is bad or middling, I'm going to try and, blow it up if it's too bad. If I feel like I got a bunch of duds.
Too bad makes sense because I didn't know how what your procedure was because there's times where like I have a roster where I feel like it's not going to win this year and I'm going to get it pretty low. I'm going to get a nice pick like a 103 to 105. But at the same time, like, I don't think I should blow it up because I think I have solid talent that's going to be good the next year, and I just want that. I'm just hoping to get, like,
I would move older veterans that could be useful for, like, somebody on a team like that.
I guess it all depends, right?
Keep my younger talent.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But I'm talking, like, if you have, like, a team with like little to no old guys. Like sometimes you have like the medium range and a bunch of young guys. Like you have like the mid 20s.
Yeah, and then you're like already like mid rebuild, so you're just like, all right.
Yeah, like say you're like that team.
That's what it feels like. You're just middling, but you're on the up. You're not on the down.
Yeah, and it also matters that like if you're that team who has like a crazy unprecedented amount of injuries and you're going to get a low pick because everybody was hurt and you're playing third string guys and you're piling up losses and it's not. I have one league right now where I have like McCaffrey. I'm trying to think of everybody I have. It's like, it's a crazy amount of people who are hurt. It's like everybody you can think of that's hurt is on that dynasty team. And I'm going to get probably 101 to 103. And next year, my team's going to be crazy good with like a top new guy. So this is how I feel too. And I hate that I'm like this actually. There's times where like I have no business. Me last year in the Mandalorian League versus you in the Super Bowl made no sense. The fact that I somehow clawed and gutted my way to that, I was pretty much going there to be like, this is a money league and I can get second place and get some money back. Let's do this, baby. And Piff's like getting all hyped and like rightfully so and getting ready to talk shit. And my response is like, no, man, you got this. You're going to win this totally, but I'm just happy to be here.
Totally ruined it for me.
He's like, no, dude, you're ruining this for me. Like, I want you to talk smack. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm gonna win. I'm totally gonna win. It's like, nah, dude, I was cooked in that league, but I'm like that too.
I'm happy. I got CMC looking like he's gonna play this week too.
We're experimenting in a bunch of our money leagues where this year, for the first time ever, an extra 50 that would have normally gone to first is going to the consolation bracket rather. And at the end of the season, all the teams that didn't make the playoffs are going to be in a tournament to play for $50 to play for their money back. So it gives people an incentive that if you're out of the playoffs still, you still want to hit waivers, you still want to keep playing, you still want to keep winning. Because if it's in a 12-team league and you're in a consolation bracket, you can win a bye week in there, and then you're one step closer. So
yeah, but that's the thing too, is like in most leagues, like if you're out, you're not allowed to pick up guys on waivers.
yeah,
So doing this, it adds more guys coming up off waivers than worse teams or people who have more fab.
better priority or more fab.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll end up, screwing this up for some of the teams that are in the championship round, which is awesome.
Yeah. And rightfully so, because they're playing for their money back. They're trying to, and
so you can't tell them
also,
they can't pick somebody up. You know what I mean? You can't be like, oh no, you can't. You're playing for money too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and it's in the benefit for the league too, because then you got like so pretty much, Pete, what we're doing, and it's in effect in some. I think you're in one or two of the leagues that we talked about this happening. So what it is $50 of the pot goes into the consolation bracket. So the consolation bracket so say it's a 12-team league, 6 people make the playoffs, 6 people don't make the playoffs. They're in that bracket. As you know from playing with me for the last however many years, I'm not a fan of toilet bowls. I don't think toilet bowls are the right way to go. I think it gets people to not play. I think it gets people to just not care and stop setting their lineups. And if you're in those last couple weeks, say we have 3 weeks to go over the season, there's some teams that know they're out. They're mathematically out of the playoffs, and they just completely give up. They stop, and then next thing you know, let's say me and you are facing off. And so John, say me and you are facing off, and our matchup is intense, and then Piff is facing somebody who's not even playing anymore, and the winner of our matchup could potentially have the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed or whatever, and have the bye week, and Piff ends up getting the bye week because he has a free win. We're trying to eliminate stuff like that, so everybody plays all the way through the season until the end. Excuse me. So the consolation bracket will be for $50, so nobody ever gives up. Nobody ever stops playing, because you got to keep your team good, because at the end, if you're out of the playoffs, if I'm
I think consolation bracket's over before the Super Bowl, so the 2 Super Bowl teams will have their own free room of the waiver.
Depending on the league setup, yeah. So I think the way it works is if it's a 10-team league, it does. If it's a 12-team league, I do think they are the same, because I think there's 2 bye weeks for consolation. And I'll also look that up.
I think it is replacing third place.
No, it's not.
No, so it's coming.
It's just out of the pot. Nope.
It's coming out of the top guy.
Yeah, it is, because we can't take out a third dude, because then that eliminates the matchup. That eliminates somebody not wanting to set their, then the 3rd and 4th place team doesn't care anymore. Whereas right now we have it as first place plays for most of the money, 2nd place doubles their money, 3rd place gets their money back, consolation bracket gets their money back. Perfect. Everybody's happy. Everybody's active. I have a league right now where a guy is 0-9 and he's still active and trying, because he knows he's going to be able to play for his money at the end.
That should be interesting. Like, teams who know they're out, we're going to make trades to make their team better to win this consolation bracket.
I want to see a team go winless and then somehow win the consolation bracket and win their money back.
Go all in consolation bracket. I'm trading first round picks to win this $50 back.
It'd be like the McCaffrey owner, and like McCaffrey comes back and everybody comes back at the end. Yeah, so
he's coming back this week. I hope and pray. I think I seen that somewhere. He's got a chance to play this week. He's already projected points, so that's good.
I hope so, because he had a chance to play week 1.
So let's hit these wide receivers before we get out of here. Quentin Johnston. He's gonna be my
Quentin Johnston, baby.
My pickup, my wide receiver pickup of the week. Noah Brown, he's doing something. I mean, I know there was that big catch, but he's being used in that offense. So,
I mean, he was good last year, Texans. So yeah, I could see that. Slayton is on my list. Slayton is on the list. I was gonna say DeMarcus Robinson's been doing well. Yes,
I mean,
it's crazy that he's doing well now. When they were both off the field, he was like, okay.
Well, because he was drawing probably the better coverage, and now he's drawing the worst coverage. So
yeah,
but I feel like he had an even bigger game because Puka punched that guy in the face. Tillman, if he's already still on waivers, he's not on my list because I figure he's already gone. There's no way.
No, I would say I was going to say Tillman because I was you know me. I like at the end I like to add the guys who probably aren't, but if they're there, you need to grab them above the guys we're even saying. I think Tillman was a good.
I mean, I know this is a homer thing, but I'm going with Keyshawn Boutte.
Yeah,
he seems to be May's favorite guy right now.
I will be hesitant but optimistic about the dynasty shares that I have of him, but I'm not feeling him. Shepard, that's what Pete said.
Nope, I'm not feeling Shepard.
Why is that?
I'm not feeling him because it's just going to be K-Dot. We all know this.
True, but there has to. We're talking bottom of the barrel, dude. There's bye weeks. There's injuries. Like
McMillan might be back by then. It might be, Leggett. Yeah. Parasol Jennings. They might have got dropped if they were on somebody's team.
I saw Jennings on at least 3 waivers because they had a bye week. So he just between being hurt and having a bye week and just being a 0. People just didn't notice him. Not everybody checks everyone, so like if somebody's not projected, people just won't pick him up.
Yeah, and like super deep, I'm gonna say Nick Westbrook, Akine.
He's got a touchdown like 4 games in a row.
All he does is score touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about Tolbert. With the
McLeod is who I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I like Raven McLeod.
Mooney's still out there somehow, some way. Grab him, but I doubt it.
He's like wide receiver 12.
I know. But see, dude, people
Parker
are crazy.
Yeah. All good choices.
I don't really like Parker Washington. He didn't show much, and the matchups are only getting worse. That's pretty much all I got for wide receivers because I didn't see much out there.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. I know we're probably missing one that I can't think of.
But McLeod definitely, especially if London misses any time. Yeah, Jalen Coker. I thought about him.
Oh, I was gonna say Adam Thielen,
but I figured he was a hot ad already. That's the only reason I didn't mention some of these guys because they were like.
If you're desperate, these names were like these are like if you're desperate guys. We're not saying to go pick up some of these guys and play them over your current guys, but like everybody's got that one team that's snake bitten.
Yeah, well, they got an IR spot that they got. I
was gonna say you have 1 or 2 IR spots that are full, and then your bench is full of IR guys.
I mean, I might have to make a move there, but
I have one league where I'm like desperately trying to make trades to trade guys away because I have Jonathan Brooks about to come off IR, and I already have my team all full. And every single week, I have guys that are banged up, but they keep getting hurt and going back off and on the IR. So pretty much, I have to drop my kicker every single week and and then try to pick one up last minute. I got lucky and picked up Bass. But I'm the one who dropped Bass. I had to drop him and pick him back up.
I'm gonna segue into that because this happened to me in the Dynasty Warriors. All right, I needed a kicker. All right, and Dynasty Warriors is a free league, so it's near the bottom of my leagues. And I picked up Siebert, and he gave me 9 points, and I didn't get to him because the freaking waivers are at noon. Can we please move them up?
Oh, yeah.
Please move them up for next year to like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. I get why you do it at 12, so maybe if you missed a couple, you can get them the next day.
Well, originally it was for the people. It was for the people who missed waivers. If it was at night and they woke up in the morning and they were like, "Fuck, I missed waivers," they had all the way till noon to get them. Yeah, dude, that league. I'm really sad about because I'm the only person who's ever won in that league, and I'm not going to win this league this year. I'm like 2-7.
I think I might win.
I think you're going to too, but I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm like a 5-peat champion. I'm the only one who's ever won. It's ridiculous. It sucks because I'm gonna lose this year. But we should go over it really quick.
Yeah, I don't think we went over it last week either.
No, we did. We definitely went over it last week because we talked about where is it?
I'd rather not talk about mine if it's okay.
Yeah, we're totally not gonna.
Because it's bad. It made me depressed. Just everybody played so ass.
Oh man, I have Dak. Oh shit, I have Dak. I forgot I have Dak. Hopefully, I planned ahead and got a good backup. I don't even know who my backup is. All right. Screen share here.
It's a good feeling. All playoffs. I love it.
One second.
I've been trying to spam in my dynasty leagues Mike Williams for a third. It's not working.
Oh yeah. You're getting rid of him or trying to get him?
Get rid of him.
Okay.
To like contenders, people who might need him.
Yeah, I don't think they're going for him.
He doesn't have a bye anymore.
Alright, 1 second.
Yeah, you better get on that too, because he keeps doing good. Pacheco's gonna come back and just blow him away.
Oh. Pacheco's not coming back, dude.
What?
Pacheco's coming back for the real playoffs. He's not coming back for the fantasy season, I don't think.
I'll definitely be back for the fantasy season.
Oh yeah, that's just on the homepage. I don't really use the Firefox, but it's the only one that every time I go to use this camera, if I use Chrome or the Microsoft one, it always tells me that it's being in use. I don't know why. So it's just annoying. So I just started using Firefox. All right. So I just want to say, I want to commend him for SARS being so negative about his team. He is 4-5, and he did win this week, and he's like making a comeback. So he had Carr Cousins little matchup, and McLaughlin in, and Tracy in, and White versus Hall. So all the quarterbacks did fairly mediocre if you consider that our league has 0.1 per carry and first down points. He had to play Franklin and Sutton together. Sutton luckily did well for him. And
here's the thing. Well, you can keep talking, but Pete.
No, I was dead. That's all. Keep going.
People trying to undersell you for Kareem Hunt is because he's not. I don't know. He's not a long-term asset, so you're not going to get much for him.
He is for fantasy.
He's not a long-term asset for fantasy.
For redraft?
Yeah, for redraft he is. Yeah.
No, that's what we're talking about. This is the redraft
selling
show.
in Dynasty.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Dynasty. I'm talking about redraft.
We were
right
talking
now.
about Dynasty.
Yeah, on the redraft show.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to sell Mike Williams for a third.
It's fine, you are. I'm just explaining why I was confused. That's all. That's why I was reacting the way I was. I was like, yeah, he's definitely really good. I don't think Pacheco's coming back. And you're like, Pacheco's never coming back. I'm like, oh, no, I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, this year, he's going to come back for the actual real playoffs in real life.
Well, I mean, like 6 to 8 weeks is you get a heal.
They're not going to rush him back, though. Why would they? They're undefeated right now. That's my only point. If they needed him, that'd be one thing.
True.
Do they need him right now?
No.
Grind Kareem Hunt into the ground, and then bring Pacheco back. But I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just don't think he's going to come back for the actual fantasy season. Parker Washington, Drake London obviously got knocked out, so that sucks. They both did well at tight end, and then their flex, he had to use Curtis Samuel. It looks like Mooney's been great, but Shakir and Leggett together were enough to outpace that. And then down here, he had May on the bench, P. Ryan on the bench, and it looks like, Cooper surprise out. Debo was on bye. They're out and hurt, and he's hurt. So he didn't have a lot of options, unfortunately. And Aiden's defeated. And they're both at 4 and 5. I'm sorry, but this is just the way you got it. We'll do yours next instead of saving it for last. How about that? Because we do have to go over everyone. So Zach's daddy beat Mike's bitch. Did you guys have a bet?
No, but in another league I beat him and I named it Mike's daddy. But that's his name funny. On YouTube. That's his name on YouTube is Zach's daddy.
That's
so when
funny.
He comes in the chat, it always says Zach's daddy. So I named it Mike's daddy, and then I only beat him by 5 points, and he was like, "Yeah, it was more like cool uncle than my daddy."
He improves to 6 and 3. You fall to 5 and 4, which is still a respectable record. Still close league. Looks like you completely trounced him. So Thursday, he had 11.34 with Stroud, and you were feeling pretty good, weren't you?
I was.
So Hurts does you well. Aaron Jones did his thing, but obviously Achane just went off. Mixon, you felt well for him, but Mixon still gave him 21. And Etienne and Brown got knocked out. He had Garrett Wilson go off. Oh, actually, now that I'm looking
at it, I was really feeling good though. I was really.
You felt good about this. You didn't feel good about the other things. He had Palmer do well. Your guys just didn't hit. They just didn't do their thing.
Brian Thomas.
He had a couple
crap.
Oh, this is why you felt good. Yeah, because his tight end got 1.2. Devonta Smith, Chase. You had Chase Brown though. That's pretty good. On the bench, you have your boy.
Yeah, it was just a bad week.
He had Higgins on the bench. He lost Shaheed. So yeah, just a good week. I mean, you didn't do bad. 136. He just got you. Here we go. Pete and Hitman. Hitman falls to 3 and 6. Pete progresses to 6 and 3. Had a little face off there. He got you there, and then Ramondre versus Mostert got you there. Very close here. Walker gets over Swift. Coleman and obviously Puka did what he did. So you getting the win right there is, didn't bother you. Got you on 10 there, and then your tight end was much better. Kareem Hunt doing what he do. Douglas, pretty close there. And Jacoby Myers outperforms Malik Neighbors, who's still doing very, very well though. And on the bench, a couple significant guys. Yep. Giants fan versus Steel City. Giants fan pulls up. He's 5 and 4, and Steel City drops to 4 and 5. This is very close. This is good. I mean, with 4 weeks left, this is definitely going to be. There's some guys who are 4 and 5 who are easily going to go on a run, and
that's the worst.
Vice
too,
versa.
Like a 168 and you lose.
That is the worst. Yeah, we'll actually look at the all the scores after and see how much high he scored. Burrow did great. Lamar did great. So they both did great there. Kamara versus Robinson. It looks like they, right here you'll see he's having a great game on the right side. It's a little bit less every time. And then he got him here, Quentin. Then Flowers more than Tillman. Tight end, Pitts didn't do anything. But Andrews didn't do much either. Olave obviously got knocked out. Noah Brown did his thing. K. Dotton did his thing. Down Eckler. More. Looks like on the bench. Oh man.
Oof.
He's got to be so happy he won with those two sitting on the bench. And Addison and Henry.
And Henry.
His bench is really good. he's a sneaky dark horse right there. He's 5-4. He had some tough losses, but now his team's together and he has a bunch of guys.
But that's the hard part too, is when you have a bunch of guys, it's hard to start one. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's its own challenge. But then at least when people start going down, you just plug guys in. You don't have to go to the waiver wire and scrape and be like, I hope this guy gets 4 points. You're like, no, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to use this guy that I've been benching and been being sad that I have to bench every week.
Dude, in my work league, I've left Mooney on the bench almost every week, dude.
Yeah, and he's like wide receiver 12.
Yeah, but I just can't get like, I'm so scarred from all the years in Chicago that it's so hard to play him.
Yeah, we got a 200 pointer right here. So to score 172 and still lose, Tommy Dog falls to 3-6. A miracle really needed this as he progresses to 4-5 and starts his comeback. They both did well QB wise. Obviously, he had Chubb sitting there, and then he had Gibbs. Barkley does his thing, and Jonathan Taylor just didn't have a very good game. Both did well there. Tank Dell did his thing, and McLaurin was still good. Kelsey, though, really put him.
He's coming on since Rice.
Yeah, but then, here's where it is. So, he had Robinson and Hubbard. He had that evened out. That was very, very close. So, yeah.
That was a close
Nothing
one.
really too significant on the bench either. So, good matchup.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, that was, 172. He would have beat, other than Giants fan, he would have beat most of the people that we've gone over so far. Yeah, he would have beat everybody.
Yeah. So this league's very close. It's going to be close all the way to the end.
And mine, I only got 148, so I would have lost to most of these guys too. Now, I progressed to 5-4. I really needed this. I do have 2 losses where my negligence cost me. Oh no, one was a tinker. One was just a tinker, and it is what it is. It's my fault. I could easily be 6-3. That's what it is. Then one of them was the infamous one we talked about on the podcast, where I had to play Dalton Schultz in my flex instead of Hank Bigsby, and I would have crushed, and that was against you. Yes, yeah. But that being said, Davis, very good team, drops to 5-4. I progressed to 5-4. Really needed this. I got Dak knocked out. He had Mahomes finally show up, so that scared me. But luckily, I had King Henry and James Conner, so we all had good running backs there. Waddle gave me 8, which the only thing that really sucks about that is, for the people who do know, he did get a touchdown, but then he's the victim that got tackled during that trick play to the end around, or what do they call it? The hook lateral or whatever. Forgot what they called it at the time, but that play where they were trying to do the trick play to score at the end, he's the one who got tackled for like -17 or something crazy. Oh. So he only got me 8, but Worthy went 2 carry. Yeah, Worthy did have a good game. Lamb did okay for me, but I'm worried about him in the future. Bateman didn't do his thing. Boom, bam, bam. Got a little matchups here. Njoku, McBride.
Matchup.
Yep. Here, and here. Here's where it got different.
Dobbins.
Yes, Dobbins is what won me the week, in my opinion. Now, that being said, I picked up Sermon. I don't actually own Sermon for very long. I literally got him right before the week started because I had an empty spot because of, I forgot who I dropped. I dropped somebody and was like, oh, I'm going to grab him just in case Taylor gets hurt this week, and then I'll probably drop him for waivers. That being said, I benched Smith and Jigba, and he did this. That being said, I benched him for Pittman because I thought, oh, Joe Flacco's in. I definitely can play Pittman this week. So I have some tough choices to make. That being said, I am lucky that a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, I wonder if it'll show me. I don't know how it works on the desktop version of it. It won't show me as actual.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, there it is.
Boom. So when he started doing well, I grabbed him, even though I didn't need him. And now I lost Dak, and I'm going to have Baker. So I'm happy about that.
It's good.
So, what up, Hitman? Right. Hitman, you should definitely rewind it and watch the episode over. We give you a little shout out at one point. But gonna start winding down.
Winding down. I'm
Yo, what's up, Hitman? We just went over the league. Just went over a couple things. This is gonna publish immediately after. And hey, guys, even if you watched, we could definitely use a comment and a like after this publishes, because unfortunately, this does not actually, like, all your comments in here don't count toward the algorithm for people. Enjoy your loss. You mean loss. Definitely like and comment after the thing publishes, because that helps with our algorithm and that helps with people seeing it, because the YouTube separates the live and the published. So everything you guys are commenting and liking don't actually go to the video. So after it posts, that's its own thing. The views go to it. The views do. That's totally cool. But the comments and the likes don't. So if you, after it publishes, if you give it a like and a comment, it'll help the algorithm and we'll be able to get some stuff going and
reach more people.
Get, we've talked about it the last couple weeks, but we're going to work on getting more Dynasty episodes out. And we talked a little bit about possibly doing a Sunday morning show. I wouldn't be able to do Sunday during the day, but I could probably do Sunday morning if I did the majority of my rosters on Saturday. I'd be able to do a Saturday morning, maybe a Sunday morning, like people could pop in and ask like last minute start and sits, stuff like that. I'd be down to do that.
That works. Cool. I'm down.
Oh yeah. But
all right, I'm exhausted. I'm out.
Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Keep playing any kind of fantasy. And see you guys next time. I am Tomcat. This is Piff. Until next time.
Good night, y'all.
Later.